Everyone, so I'm going to show you quickly how to do this Excel assignment. So first of all, the directions say that you need 20 participants, and you can make these up or simply use numbers. So I have my participant number as my first column, and I have numbered these 1 through 20. Now you need 4 variables, and like I say, I don't care what they are, so just make up something that sounds fun or makes sense to you. So one of the 4 variables needs to be calculated from at least 2 others. Alright, so for me, being an educational psychology person, my thinking is I would use SAT. So I have the quant section, the verbal section, and the total SAT. So the total SAT, these are random numbers that I use, which I just, if you want the Excel to generate numbers for you, you can do a formula that says equals random between, and then you would put the bottom value. So let's just say I want to do 0, and then the top value, let's say 100 for a variable, and then you would drag this, and it's going to generate numbers, however many you need. So the problem is, if you notice, this was a different number. So let's click again, and if I click over here and drag down, it changed them all again. So once you get these numbers generated, if you're not careful, it'll keep changing them. So what I suggest you do is, once you get the number that you need, the number of numbers that you need, you can select it and hit edit, copy, and then put it in a different column, edit, paste special, and then just click values and click OK. And it's going to give you, you can see this one is a formula, the random number. This one's not, it just has the number. So I did the random numbers, but then I put copy and paste, so it just showed the number. So these don't have a formula. Now for another variable, I use gender, and I just made 0s symbolize males and 1 symbolize females. Categorical variables, does not matter what you do. For example, I could have made males 1 and females 2. I could have made males 1 and females 0. It doesn't matter. These are not meaningful. They're just symbolic for what what this stands for. So to count the number of males, I put count if. This is my this is how many males there are. This is the formula that I use. So count if, and then I selected this entire column, and I put a comma and a 0. And then what I'm going to do is, you'll see when I put that down, it's going to show B2, B22. See, you can put a $sign here, and it's going to continuously stay in the same, have this same column here. If you drag like this, it's going to draw this down one. It didn't include that, but it included this. So just be careful and make sure it's selecting the right things. And then I wanted to count ones, and there's 10 females and 10 males. Now for the these are all quantities. This is categorical variable. This is a continuous. You need the mean, standard deviation, median, and mode of these types of numbers. So right here I have the average, which is the mean of this column, the quant. Here I have the standard deviation of this column. Here I have the median of this column, and there's the mode of this column. So then I'm going to go ahead and drag this over for verbal, drag this over for verbal, and this is just going to show those same values for verbal. But I want to talk about the total SAT. So I said one of these variables needs to be computed from using two others. So total SAT is this quantitative value plus this verbal value. So for here, I just put equals C2 plus D2. And then it gave me that. I drug the box down like I showed you here, and it filled in all of these. So all this plus this is that, right? So that's a really handy to be able to just drag over like this. All right. Now I've already calculated the correlation here. This is the correlation of quant and verbal. Okay, so these are related, but R equals 0.49. And the way I did that was first I select, or well, actually I think I don't select it yet. I go to data analysis, and then I click on correlation. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do. I click on correlation, and then I had selected these. And once I hit OK, it'll actually, which I'm not going to hit OK now, but because I already did this, it'll actually pop up this second sheet, and it'll give me the correlation table. So column 2 and column 1 are related by 0.486, so I rounded it to 2 decimal places as APA requires, and that's 0.49. And you can see column 1 and column 1 are correlated by as a perfect correlation, right? Because they're the exact same numbers anyway. And column 2 and column 2, same way. So in a correlation table, you'll have this for the variable correlation with itself. So that kind of tells you how correlations work a little bit. Like these are perfectly related because they are perfect correlations. There's just the column in itself. Now, these are related, but not nearly as highly as these, right? So there's differences here. So I'm going back here. The last thing you need to do, so I have my 4 variables. I have one that's computed by using at least 2 others. I have the correlation, and finally you need to insert a chart. So I actually want to, first you're going to select the data, and since I did the correlation for these 2, I'm going to go ahead and create a scatter plot of these 2, and I select scatter, and I'm going to pick this one, and then I'm going to add chart element, insert, and I want to insert a trend line, and we're going to go linear. Okay, so I'm going to change the chart title to quant and verbal SAT correlation. Okay, so this would be all that you need for this assignment, and this would be a perfect score because you can't get the mean, median, and mode off of a categorical variable because that does not make sense, nor does it make sense really to do that for participants. You could add these to get in because that's the total number. So count, and then I would just click enter, and that's going to say 20, and that just counted all of them. Okay, and then actually all the stats should be italicized. But if you guys have any more questions, just please let me know. But this would be all that you'd have to turn in for this assignment.